This video is going to show you how to create Dropboxes for your classes so that they can turn assignments into you. I would equate a Dropbox to what used to be your inbox folder on the shared drive. So to create a Dropbox, you'll notice I'm already in Miss McNulty's class from last year, semester 1. You're going to go ahead and click on the Dropbox icon and create a new folder. You're going to give that folder a name with the period number included. It will be an individual submission folder where each student will turn in his or her own assignment. We're not going to worry about category or scoring item at this time, but we are going to go ahead and score it out of 100, which is my suggestion for you. You always do it out of 100. We're not going to worry about rubrics right now. You can go ahead and type in a set of instructions right here if you feel the need to. This is very important, the submission options. More than likely, when you open yours for the first time, you have to be sure you scroll all the way down to the bottom because it's probably going to be closed. And this is a critical piece that we're going to use. So you can either click on the tilde or click on the actual word Show Submission Options. I would go ahead and allow the kids to do it unlimited times, but I would only keep the most recent submission. This is a total personal preference. Whatever you decide works best for you, you can allow them to only turn in one submission. I certainly wouldn't allow unlimited and keep all of them because then you'll have thousands and thousands to weed through. But I think a good suggestion is to do unlimited, allow them to turn it in as many times as they want, but only keep the most recent submission. So once we have done that, we're going to go ahead and click Save. And then we're going to move on to the next piece, which is the restrictions part. So you're going to come back up here and click on the Restrictions tab. And you'll notice, and I think this is one of the coolest features of this entire thing, it has a start date, it has a due date, and it has an end date. And you'll notice not only does it have dates, but it also has the time. Now, you might want to leave your due date and your end date the same, or you may want to leave your end date a few days past the due date and begin to take off points for each day past the due date that the assignment is turned in. You get a record of exactly when the assignment was turned in if this is set up properly. Also, students cannot access the assignment after the end date. So that's again another personal decision. You can do this ahead of time if you are prepared and ready to go, and you can just set the start date to, it'll take off on its own when whatever the start date is. After you've got those start dates, due dates, and end dates done, you will see, the kids will see the due date on the calendar that you have set up for them in My eClass. They will see on your course page, they will see the due date. So it serves as a great reminder for them. After the start date, due date, and end date have been completed, you're going to click on Create and Attach. You are going to go down to Section Enrollment under the condition type, and using the sheets that you were given with your section ID numbers and the period numbers on them, you're going to select the section. Now, I picked McNulty's class for a specific reason. You'll notice that she has 8 different sections. Well, she obviously doesn't have 8 different classes. She teaches some gifted blended classes. In your grade book, those types of classes, anything that is a co-taught class or a gifted blended class, those sections can be combined into one class. That is not a possibility in this program. So each section will be separate. So you'll notice she has one section that says gifted, or actually 4 sections that say gifted, and 4 sections that do not have gifted in the title. But you know that these are blended classes. You will have to work with each section separately. And what a great way, if you need to or felt like it, to try some differentiation with the kids in the different sections of your classes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and choose this first, and this has nothing to do with the period number as was explained to you on those sheets. This is simply the last two numbers of the section ID in Sassy. Once we choose our section, we're going to click Create. Here is a very important part. You're going to change this from all conditions must be met to any condition must be met. And we're going to recreate that for the rest, the other section of that class, and then all her other classes as well. So we go back up to Create and Attach. Condition type is Section Enrollment. Now we're going to get the other part of that class, which is this section, and click Create. All right, at this point we now have the Dropbox created for that first class. So we're going to click Save and New to go to the next class. So now we're going to do the Dropbox assignment again. And this is period 2. Individual submission folder. Don't do anything with either one of these. We're going to put it out of 100. We can copy and paste our directions from the first class if we want to, right there. We're going to leave it unlimited. Notice it resets itself to all submissions are kept, so we're going to reset that to only the most recent submission is kept, and click Save. We're going to add the restrictions on now. I'm going to keep all the dates the same. We're going to create and attach, get our section enrollment, and this is going to be her next class, and create and attach for the rest of that class. And then very important here, any condition must be met. Save and New to do, oops, I forgot to click that one. Save and New to create the next one. Same bunch of settings. I'm keeping only the most recent. Saving this. Adding my restrictions. Start date, due date, end date. Create and attach. Section enrollment. We're going to the third class, which happens to be 03, but that's not necessarily the case. That really has nothing to do with the period, as I said earlier. Again, we have to choose this to any condition must be met, so all students can get in there. Save and New, and then we'll create the last one. Out of 100. Again, you can copy and paste if you want to. Notice you can attach files. We're not going there right now. We'll venture into that land a little later. Only the most recent is kept. We're going to click Save and add our restrictions. Start date, due date, end date, create and attach. We're going to our section enrollment, and we are selecting both parts of our last class. Section enrollment, find the second half of that class, click Create, change this to any condition must be met, and we have created our Dropboxes. So at this point we're going to go ahead and click Save and Close, and your Dropboxes have been created. When they're created, you will notice that you get the list of your Dropboxes, and your students will be directed and able only to turn assignments into the Dropbox in the class to which they have been assigned in Sassy. These little symbols out here indicate that there are what we call release conditions or restrictions on each one of those folders, on each one of those Dropboxes, and those conditions are that the child has to be in that class in order to turn the assignment into that Dropbox. So that's the creation of Dropbox folders.